Turf Business TV are privileged to be at Royal St George's today, ahead of the 149th Open Championship. We caught up with Adam Richardson, a newly qualified greenkeeper, to discuss getting young people into the industry and what attracted him to his greenkeeping role. So Adam, you've been a qualified greenkeeper for about 18 months now, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. I passed November 2019. This is the second Open that I'm going to be working, as I was fortunate enough to be able to help the team at Carnoustie for the Open. I was privileged enough to be a part of the Open, and I was lucky enough to be cutting fairways as well. So it was a very great experience for myself. It's more of a privilege to be able to represent Royal St George's as well at a different venue.
So how was the experience for the apprenticeship for you?
So the apprenticeship was very good because I learnt a lot, and every day you would learn. Every day was definitely a learning day because every job that you do, you'd come in at first, you'd have a rough idea of how you would carry out a task, and then you'd have one of the other members of staff who are more experienced than yourself who will come up to you and they'll show you the correct way of doing it, a quicker way of doing it. Literally, you'd learn so many different ways by different people who have experienced different tasks from different places that they've worked at. So you'd always be learning different ways of doing certain jobs.
Okay, so how did you hear about the opportunity? What got you into greenkeeping?
So before greenkeeping, I started here. I've been a greenkeeper here now for 5 years, but previous to being a greenkeeper, I was also a caddy. So I was a caddy here as well. And whilst I was caddying, I was still in education. So once my time in education had finished, I was looking for a job or an apprenticeship somewhere. I wasn't interested in college, and I heard that there was an apprenticeship going here. And obviously it's all part of learning, and I knew that there was an apprenticeship going here, so I put my name forward, not knowing too much about greenkeeping, and it was an amazing opportunity that I was accepted as a greenkeeper, because now I've got into greenkeeping, I don't want to change career at all. I'm lucky to have fallen into a job that I love. Starting at the top, it doesn't really get much better than here.
How do you deal with the pressure of the Open? Obviously the eyes of the world are essentially on what you and the team produce.
Basically, since I've started as a greenkeeper here, from the off everything has been in preparation for the Open. So everyday jobs will be examined by other members of staff, it will be examined by the R&A. Obviously Paul, my head greenkeeper, will be going around overseeing what jobs we're carrying out and making sure that it is all carried out to the best of our ability. And coming to the pressure, obviously for the competition, all eyes are going to be on this place. So I think the main pressure has come from the preparation, not the actual tournament week. We're just manicuring all the hard work that we've put in for the last however many years we've been preparing. So yeah, it's going to be a nice experience for all of us, just to show everyone the hard work that's gone into making this place look as good as it does today.
So you're obviously very passionate about the role. Give me one thing you love most about the job, if you can whittle it down to one.
So it's definitely got to be the variety of job. Each day you'll be doing a different task. So there is a routine, but the routine gets shared around the team, and each job that you do, you won't constantly be doing it day in, day out. It's nice to have a range of tasks that need to be carried out. And you'll always be mixed up with who you're working with. I mean, due to COVID now, we have to be strict with who we're working with, as we're all in separate bubbles. So for now, obviously the circumstances have changed, but in general, we do all get to mix up with who we're with.
Is there anything you can pinpoint that you like the least, or is your least favourite part?
I mean, there is jobs that obviously aren't most favourable, but a job's got to be done, so you just bite the bullet and do it.
Turf managers in general are always telling us about how it's hard to get young people in the industry. Obviously this is a career you obviously love and you've come into the industry. What do you think might be a barrier for young people wanting to get into greenkeeping or turf care as a whole?
I think the main one is definitely the early starts, and there is a lot of sacrifices that you will have to make. So your friends could be out at the weekend and it'll be a bank holiday or whatever, and you'll have to be the boring one because you've got work early morning, so you won't be able to go out and have a drink with your friends or do certain activities on that bank holiday Monday or whatever, because you will be needed in for work, because the majority of the time there will be a competition on, so you need to be sharp anyway. We're not in this job for the pay, we're in it because we love the job. The more you progress, the more money you'll get.
I suppose with any apprenticeship you start off low as well, don't you? So.
Like any job, you will most of the time you'll start at the bottom and work your way up. But I feel if you start from the bottom and work your way up, you appreciate the money rising because of your hard work. It's more rewarding. But yeah, if it's for you, then the money shouldn't even cross your mind.
Yeah. Would you encourage young people to get into turf care? Do you think it's rewarding? Obviously you love the role, but...
It's got to be the right sort of person, because you're out here in all weathers and it is going to be long hours. When you're needed, you have to be flexible, and the roles that the jobs that you have to do, you have to make sure that you are willing to carry out each job. You can't just go, I'm not doing that job, I'm not doing this job. You can't be fussy. You have to do every job that is expected of you.
Well, Adam, it's really clear the passion you have for your role, and we wish you the best of luck for this year's Open and your career in general. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you very much.